Welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program. In between episodes I've done some preliminary work where I've prepared a couple of things. One of those things that I have done is that I went over to the lava planet and I set up solar on each of the poles, which is not a bad idea for a planet with a solar energy ratio of 135%. So I have plenty of power over there currently. I also set up some silicon ore mining there. As you can see, that number is going down because I am also producing silicon there, which I am taking back to this main planet, so that I'm just putting it in containers for now. Let's see here. So over here, I'm using this container for what I'm bringing into the planet. So what we're going to do in the beginning of this episode is set up solar energy on this planet. Now this planet has an axial inclination of minus 71 degrees, which is explains why the nights were so long in the polar zones. Okay, so this hasn't completed its construction queue yet, but let's grab what we can from here and pop on up to the North Pole, which I have prepared with landfill. I love that when you're running around like that. And I don't know if this is a good way of doing it or a bad way of doing it, but I'm leaving the innermost, like that's ring 1, ring 2, ring 3, and ring 4. I'm leaving these alone, and I'm starting in ring 5 and then going down from there. So I'm just gonna build, this might be, no, that's correct. I'm just gonna do it like this, and I'm gonna build them like this, so there's going to be a little bit of distance in between the lower ones. So this might be a bit tedious to watch, but it is an important part of what we need to do in preparation for further expansion. I mean, I have plenty of power, it's not that, but I would like to have this up and running because I need that reliability of power, and I need an extensive amount of power, so that is why I'm doing this now. Besides, it looks rather cool, to be honest. I know there are multiple ways to approach the solar panels. Some like to make an equatorial belt. I'm not too keen on that idea because the equatorial belt is... I would say that that is the prime building space area due to the planetary... what's the word? The well, basically the grids and how the planet inclines, and then you get these disturbances in the force where you want to place down belts and assemblers, and everything gets complicated because the belts go crooked, and yeah, you kind of what I experienced when I was doing the processors and drones, where I had to, particularly with the drones, which needs 3 products, I had to pull the belt of iron in on the other side of the assembler instead of what was my original intention of putting it at the the input belts on one side and the output belts on the other side. And I think that the more I can avoid that, the happier I'm going to be. So, okay, now we have a decent ring of solar panels up here. I don't remember how many. And we're generating 164 megawatts. Of course, now it's starting to become night up here, which will disable some of these. I don't know if... I didn't need to run into you. I don't know if this one is done with making enough of us to place this on the South Pole as well. Okay, so I placed 180. I think. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm going to need more than these. Do I want to bother handcrafting any of them? I could. How much do they require? 664. I don't know how long it takes to handcraft them. If I go grab... that's maybe... no, this one is good. Take 300 of that. And I need 300 copper. And I need 200. I have that. Which means I can make 50 of them at least. It's quick. Why do I have iron ore? I don't want to have iron ore in my inventory. Let's just stash that in here instead of putting it in a container where it just takes up space. There we go. Now if we go back to the mall and pick up a couple more stacks of solar panels, then I can just dump any excess back in this container. Yeah, this is not... it's actually quicker to handcraft them, but of course these have a production speed of 0.75. If I set up Mark II assemblers, those would have a construction speed of 1. I wonder... okay, so on this planet, both of the poles can be in the dark at the same time, it would seem. That's a bit of a bummer. I think I went... oh, I went way too far. Here we are. So the same system down here. We start at this ring. And we go around and set up all these. Now while I do this, I will pause the recording because I'm sure you guys don't want to watch this one more time. Here we go. Now I filled up this place as well with solar panels, and we have a generation of 187 megawatts. So we should be around that, depending on where the sun is, because some of these might be off at the same time as the others up there are off, and I'm going the completely wrong direction. So, but this is, well, I might have to tear some of it down, but I've left plenty of space for stuff that I will probably need to have in the middle there. Let's dump the rest of the solar panels that we have left in here. I can also put these in here because I don't need those. Other than that, my inventory looks good currently. I don't have anything that I can particularly see that I need to get rid of. So then the question is, or not the question, then first of all, let's have a look at research. I know that we're going to need crystal smelting. The ray receiver, we are definitely going to need the ray receiver. This one requires yellow cubes. We don't have that. Likewise with that. Some of you have asked, why am I not using the research queue? I have answered that in those comments, but that doesn't mean everyone has seen those answers, and I'm sure that people are wondering. The reason I'm not using the research queue is because I want to make sure that I am researching things that I know why I'm researching at all times, so that I don't forget, and I also want to know that when I have completed a research, I have a new goal, basically. So that is why I have not that's why I'm not using the research queue as of now. Just so that should explain. This recipe is very good. Like, this is a massively good recipe. The only problem I see with this recipe is that it takes 2 hydrogen and 1 light oil. Had it been vice versa, it would have been absolutely amazing. Probably overpowered, to be honest. Where do we get... This is where we get the yellow cubes. Okay, so we'll take X-ray cracking. So that we can do the X-ray cracking, and then we'll go down this line, I think. I'm going to need, because we want the interstellar logistics system. This gives us the option to transport things between the planets here. Of course, that will require logistics vessel, which I don't know what that is. Probably a motor or something. Satellite power distribution system. No. Yeah, it's the reinforced thruster. That requires titanium alloy, which also requires yellow cubes. So we need 200 yellow cubes to get those up and running. Could I handcraft the yellow cubes? Where were they? Here. 1 yellow cube requires a diamond and a titanium crystal. How do I get these crystals? Plastic, water, and oil. Oh! Well, that's handy. If I combine the X-ray cracking with that recipe, I would be having an excess of hydrogen. Well, that's useful. That's very useful. Okay. So what I wanted to do now is construct one of these. So I'm going to need titanium ingots. Where did I put those? Wait, I think I put them at the mall, actually. Yes, good thing I remember. How do we want 40 per? If I grab 2 stacks. Need more steel. I really should get around to make those buffer chests. That's graphite. That's steel. So I want 200 steel. And I want 200 processors. That's useful. And finally, I want 100 of those, whatever they are, particle containers. And that should give me the option to produce 5 of these. I'm very curious about how this works. As I've mentioned earlier several times, I am playing blindly. I haven't watched any other content on the game. I have no idea how these things work. The only thing I did know, because someone tipped me off on that, is you need to upgrade your power system before you build those, because those are going to be problematic for you at your current level, and you're going to have to start fixing things all over the place until you get the power up and running. So I was very grateful for that. Max charging power 60 megawatts. I can see why. Because if each of these takes 60 megawatts, that's big. That's very big. Okay. Okay. I'm slightly intimidated by this. If I build one... No, I need to be able to belt out of this thing. But it has 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 11 belts in here, and this has 12 out. Then again, it probably only takes a certain amount of... I think it says something about 3. I'll plonk one down here. Ironic that that's finished at the same time.
Logistics Station. You have taken the first step to establish the interplanetary logistics transportation network. Provided the place of logistics station of the raw material is set to supply, the logistic drones will transport cargo to elsewhere with a demand on the planet automatically. Never forget to put the logistic drones in the logistics station, either the supply or the demand side. The logistic drones will only work for the transportation station they belong to.
You're so useful, you know that? You're the most useful advisor I've ever met. Go away. Be gone. Shush. Thank you. Okay, so how does this thing work? Okay, so I can set this to deal with, let's just say, for instance, I want this to deal with iron ingots. Supply, demand. Okay. So I'm going to need a fair amount of these, actually, since they only take 3 each. It's not like a Roboport in Factorio, that is for sure. What else? I don't know. Circuits, perhaps? Mount? Okay, so basically what I can do with this is that I can eliminate the bus. What's the common denominator here? Common denominator is iron, circuits, motors, and gears. Those are the most... Those 4 are critical for these. So if I wanted to supply all of this with those, I would need 2 of these stations. Well, I'm going to have to produce the Mark III belts. This assembler, I could make that now. I would need graphene and processors, so there is no reason why I shouldn't make those. I should probably add those to the mall. But yay, I've added this at a very inconvenient spot. Okay, so there is no higher tier miner. There is no higher tier wind turbine. So I could flip these things around. I'm gonna do that. Go away, and go away. Then we set them up anew. This one can produce wind turbines, sorry. Actually, there is no reason, well, now I've torn it down, but let's set this one to produce miners. This one can continue to produce wind turbines. And this one can produce assemblers Mark 1. And put these in here. These and these. This one we can put in these because I don't need them. And there was also some stone involved here somewhere. No, I probably had that stone from other reasons. Okay. So this one will then require iron ingots, which we can pick up from either side. It will require circuit boards, which is only from this side. Okay, so on this side, we will pick up the iron ingots and the circuit boards. And on the other side, we will pick up the gears and the coils. Now I need to pick these up and put them in here. I need to pick these up and sort, and then I can put the miners in here. We don't need that. And like that. So now we have moved that one. Okay, so this one requires iron ingots. Take that from there. It requires gears. And it requires coils. And I really don't need to have any wind turbines in my inventory. And then we do that. This one requires gears. It requires electronic circuit boards. And it requires iron. And that goes to that container. And then we have a new container here, or assembler there. And a container, I think there, because we're going to need power. And this should be set to make Mark II assemblers. Ah, we're going to get Mark III as well, so that was definitely a good idea. And we're going to require graphene and processors for this. Oh, I could belt them over because they are right at the other side. And I think a lot of this is going to disappear eventually. So I don't see a reason why I shouldn't just belt them over, to be honest. So I'll do this. And I'll stop there. I think that's what we need to go up one. There we go. let's just continue in the height here and go to there and then down. And then we need, I think it was processors, yes. Here I could have a splitter, but that's going to complicate things. So I'm just going to do this. That might be too close. Nah, not really. I could just extend this block more. We need to limit, because I really don't need that many of these. If they stack in 50, 2 should be fine. I'll use a Mark III to take these out on the belt. Do the same over here. I like that I'm running away from it. And then we need a Mark II sorter taking this in here. It's taking 8 graphene and 4 CPUs, so we'll use a Mark III here. And Mark II here. And there we go. So this thing is now making those, which is good. We should have plenty of power, 193, yeah, because now there is some kind of polar eclipse thing going on. Let's go back to the logistics station thing. Ideally, I don't want it to be in the way of potential. No, I'm not going to extend this. This is. I'm gonna have a machine there, and that's it. So we can build this. Here, I think. And for the first part of this, we're going to demand iron and gears and electronic circuits. And this thing needs power, of course. Ooh. But then it's charging up, which is noticeable on the consumption. So 72. Let's see when it's done. It's spending 5 megawatts. But the max is 12. So yeah, this thing requires quite a bit. Okay, now iron, gears, and electronic circuit boards. That would be here. Of course, there would not be any room, so we'd have to build it out here. That's fine though. I'm gonna do it there, because then I can take coils up as well. Now I guess I need to set this to supply. I don't think I'm gonna supply iron here. I'm gonna supply circuit board. Actually, I'm gonna supply coils, gears, and circuit boards. And then I'll put down a Mark II belt. I really don't need it to be there. Where is the... yeah, there are 3 attachments on that side. So it can just as well go straight down like that. Would be useful if I made it the correct way, you know. No, Mark II, go away. And I think I calculated that I needed a Mark III sorter to fill a Mark II belt. Oh, I actually need 2 of them. No, I need 3 of them. No, 6 plus 6 is 12, and this can carry 12. But I thought this was the one that could carry 12. No, 12 per second. Okay, so this thing is now filling up with those. Which probably means that this container is going to suffer massively. But that's fine though. Now for this part... Do I need that squiggle? No, I don't. Excellent. Whoa, okay, well done. And we go down like that. And like that. And then we have, again, 2 Mark III sorters should fill it up. This is going to suffer. Now this iron belt is certainly working. This one is a bit slow though. Let's follow it. Okay, so these machines would be the ones that are out here. We do have this buffer. Which means that what I'm going to do is extend this belt. We can remove it for now. And I'm going to place down a transportation station. There, I think. This thing can supply iron and steel. Because the steel belt is coming here, that should not be a problem. And I suppose I could set it up to supplying copper as well for the time when that comes, but let's concentrate on these first. Extend the belt, and let's build... Need one of those. Oh, come on. Let's build a container for that as well. Sure. And then we take the steel going down like that. This gives me a buffer. Which is good. Now we need some power out here. That should work. And this should be interesting. This is a Mark III sorter. It was one of those I had to add because of weirdness. Maybe that was a bug that they have fixed or something. One can always hope. Just do that. Okay, so this one is now supplying iron. Now we need to go pick up some drones. Grab all of these. Set this to 10. Why did I... What's going on here now? And we can put some drones in here. 50? Is that all I'm allowed to have in one? Okay. Then we can go back and limit that thing to 500 again. I don't need 1,000 of them if I can only have 50 per station. And I can put that back. Ooh, that's beautiful. And this one, let's put in 50 here as well. What is this doing to our power network? Substantial things. Yeah, this is pulling power, that's for sure. Those three take us from here to all the way down there. Does the statistics show what? No, it doesn't. We went from there to there by building those three. That's substantial. We should research the polymer chemical engineering, I think. I don't need more drones currently, so I can put these back. But I want a stack of these, and I want to put this stack back in here. We drop down here. And we set up... Well, I should look at the belts here. So this recipe for the Mark III belts requires graphene and... Well, I'm not making those. I don't even know if I have them. I do. Well, this is certainly helping. Okay, let's just set it up so I have it. Okay, so that's ready at least. Should make Mark III conveyors. Do I need the supermagnetic rings for anything else? Doesn't really tell me. Yeah, I need them for the EM rail ejectors, not injectors. Okay, so those are the ones that I need them for currently. I need them for the Mark III conveyor belts and for the EM rail ejectors. Probably will need them for other things as well. Boom, boom, boom. Now that was a mistake, because I'm not supplying these. Then again, I suppose I can supply them. Yeah, there's no reason why I shouldn't supply them at some point. Okay, now we need... That's a good question. How... Oh, it's that simple. And the other thing I need is gears. Perfect. Okay, so for this side, I'm going to need to put up a splitter. That's motors, and that's the turbines. I'm going to use these outputs, I think. Polymer chemical engineering has been researched. That should work. And this should work. Now that one refuses to work actually, so we need to move that one over. And that one doesn't work either for some reason. Okay. Simply because it's too close. So we'll just do that. Okay. Now we have drones on our planet. That is definitely a massive improvement. It's using a lot of power though. So until I get more power, I might not want to have too many of these because it's gonna drain power like crazy, or I need to put up more solar on the poles. Because what I'm producing at the moment is definitely not enough. Anyways, I think that is a good spot to actually end this episode. I'll clean up a bit of this in between episodes, and then I'll have a look at what we're going to do for the next one. So, as per usual, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section of the video. And thank you so much for joining me. I will be seeing you all in the next episode.